All right, another successful mission.
You just look strangely uncomfortable. Can you ask the Raptor for motivation, please? Okay.
She's very photogenic.
Nothing can stop us now.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's Chip. Hello, Grogu.
Thought he'd be shy. Guess you won him over.
Now, Universal Orlando Resort, Earl the Squirrel needs his own Christmas tree over here for the meet and greet. I think so. I think we're gonna make that happen. We'll put that.
4 of you have tried to kill me in the past. 1 of you succeeded.
Do you think the people on the moon ever look over and say, wow, it's a full spaceship Earth tonight? But welcome back to the sign welcoming you to Universal Orlando Resort.
Terrifying, isn't it?
Hiya, Scooby! We're here at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort with the newly opened Kona. I don't remember what it's called. And good morning, Magic Crew. Good morning, everybody, and welcome into another Ear to Ear Magic live stream coming to you live today from the Walt Disney World Resort, where this morning we are on the Disney Skyliner heading over to the Caribbean Beach Resort.
Did you know that the entire Walt Disney World Resort is over 40 square miles? That's about the same size as the city of San Francisco and double the island of Manhattan.
Okay, clear. Say something else. You're just gonna interrupt me again.
I got about 10 seconds before we learn.
10 seconds, man.
Before we get another awesome fact that we've all learned over the past 4 years. Good morning, everybody. We are making our way via the Skyliner over to Disney's Pop Century Resort to share with you guys in our yearly resort tours that we do every summer on Tuesdays, and we're glad you guys could join us here today.
We will be arriving at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort shortly. All passengers must disembark and transfer at this station. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed the most magical flight on Earth.
Long as it keeps moving. All right, glad to see you guys today. Well, welcome in. This is the first time we've ever joined us here at Ear to Ear Magic. My name is Chris. I'm your Disney travel agent in the sky and your camera operator for today's live stream. Along with me is my son Owen.
Please remain seated until the
He's here to
doors
learn
on
all the
the
facts
cabin
about the headwaters
When
of the
exiting
Florida
the cabin,
Everglades.
Please supervise children, collect your belongings, and watch your step. Thank you for flying with us. Por favor, permanezcan sentados.
How you doing this morning, Buzz and John? Welcome through.
Al salir de la cabina,
Good morning,
por favor,
Michelle.
cuide sus
Jill.
pequeños, reúna sus pertenencias.
Lone Wolf is here. David D Loves Disney is here. Morning, guys. Oh, Stitch! I just realized she was on the Skyliner in front of us. Thank you. We are heading over to our second leg of the Skyliner that takes you over to Pop Century. and Art of Animation. Thank you.
Perfect, clear one.
Another clear one, nice. How you doing, Gina Bina? Ryan is here. Be My Many Years. Good morning, Paige. Andrew Shoemaker is here. Welcome in, Nikki G. Greg Titus. Here we go. Ken K's ready for a Skyliner ride. Morning, Coach Calvin. Enjoy one of my favorite home-based resorts for Run Disney events. We have stayed here many, many a times for Run Disney in-person races. Morning, Marta. Welcome in, Dopey Runner. Good to see you for the Joy of Vegas. Happy Tuesday. Today, guys, we're going to be taking you guys for a walking tour around Pop Century. If you've been here before, this is going to be a nice little stroll that reminds you of what it's like to stay at this value resort. For those who may be here to learn a little bit more about resorts because they've never stayed here, we hope that you guys will feel a lot more comfortable about this resort, what it stands for, what its theming is, and whether or not it is a good fit for you the next time you are ready to come to a Walt Disney World vacation. Reach out to us. So we'd love to be your travel mission travel agent who helps you book, plan, and coordinate all of your activities when it comes to Walt Disney World. And we can continue to help you even at Disneyland, Universal, and on all of your cruises for major cruise lines. How you doing, Peter MacLives? TLP, good morning. So Shannon and Baby C's, this is our second Skyliner this morning where we do not have a character on it, and we actually prefer these because yes, you don't have a character when you get in, but once you're in, you can't really see the characters anyway. But you can see out a lot better. Notice that we do not have any character design here, so it makes for an easier view. You do not have, notice the difference between this and that.
That's fully wrapped, that's all you would see.
That's when you have a character wrap, it looks like that. When you do not have a character wrap, it's a lot more clear.
So we're currently going over right now is Hourglass Lake. You may be wondering why it's called that. Originally, this entire area was supposed to be all Pop Century. This was supposed to be one half of the 90s, and this other side, which is now our animation, was supposed to be the other half. Unfortunately, as they were working, unfortunately, huge travel incident happened in Hamilton. A lot of people stopped Martin's vacation, and Disney's probably some during the time they're unable to actually continue finishing the resort itself. So part of this side was completed, but never fully. Until a couple years later, they decided to pick up construction again instead of doing what they originally did, where they made it the second half of Pop. They made art animation. You may notice why we have like 3 sections here that have buildings that are fully indoors, and then we have that 4th one all the way on the long side that is exactly the same as Pop, where it's all outdoors. So
because it was intended to be the 1940s.
Yes.
Art of Animation in its original design was supposed to be the 2000s, or the not 2000s, but the 1900s, the 1910s, the 1920s, the 1930s, and the 1940s. So that around Hourglass Lake, you would have an entire century of development from each building. But plans changed when they built the 1940s. That's as far as they got. They stopped. It sat there for many years, and then of course plans changed. So instead of demolishing what they had already built for the 1940s, they built them into the Little Mermaid rooms, and then the rest of the resort was built to be family suites. If you guys are interested in learning more about Art of Animation, we have already walked it this summer. You can go back and find that stream and check that out.
I will never say a resort is the best, because everyone has their own needs and wants for a resort they want to stay at. But by far, Pop is the one we book the most, and by far what ends up being most recommended by multiple requests. So.
All right, so let's head to the front lobby first, and then we'll come back through and share with you guys each of the different areas. We also like to highlight here, we do have a running trail. Remember the one we talked about at Caribbean Beach Resorts, 1.22 miles around their running trail. The one here is just simply around Hourglass Lake. It's 1.3 miles. And goes, of course, on both sides of the lake, both Art of Animation and here at Pop Century. The great thing about this running trail is that the farther ends are very remote, so to speak. People rarely, if ever, walk on those ends of the lake because, you know, it's kind of out of the way. So it does make for a pretty open and available running trail if you need to put some miles in at either of these two resorts. Morning, Leo. Morning, Salute to Traveling. Quaharini, how are you today? So the 40s deck actually do not exist in my many years. The 40s are actually the Little Mermaid rooms. Here at Pop Century, it starts at the 50s. The 60s, which we are in now, the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. Welcome in, Purple Haze Pirates. Pop is our Disney home. Cannot wait to get there in 49 days. Good morning, Liam Does Disney. How are you today? The Hippy Dippy Pool. Let's take a look at it right now because they're not quite open. So we can look at it fully without having to disturb anybody who's swimming at the pool today. Emerald 328 says Pop Century is my favorite of the value resorts. Good morning, Whitney. How are ya? The Hippy Dippy pool is our main pool here. It is closest to the lobby. It's in the 60s. Lots of flowers. Notice all the water jets at the edge of the pool are all flower shaped. Going along with the rest of the themes here with the 1960s. This is considered to be a preferred area. So if you get a preferred room, whether with a pool view or not a pool view, there's a likelihood you will be here or near here. Please be aware of the fact that Disney does consider the one building closest to the lobby in the 50s to also be considered preferred due to its close proximity to the lobby. Now, you will also notice there is a lack of slides. There's no pool slides here at the Value Resorts. No pool slides. One of the perks of moving up to moderate or deluxe resorts. Greg, what is the closest park to this resort? Would probably be Hollywood Studios, the one we just came from. If you're running, we need those pools to be open at sunrise as soon as it starts getting hot. Especially for today's like today, where we're going to be close to triple digits. So cast members who are in the lifeguard team getting ready to open the pool this morning, getting their daily instructions. Morning, Lorraine. How are ya? We will pop back out here in a moment. We will be taking you guys around to each of the building areas so you can see the theming and where they can be located here on property. That is the Petals Pool Bar. So we'll be back here in just a moment. Feel free to grab yourself a screenshot. And go. Oh, you gotta know, the dad jokes here are timeless. Even if they're bad, they'll come back around. They'll come back in the season later. Feel free, if you guys would like to look, here's an activity schedule. Take a screenshot, use your phone to pull that QR code up. You can look at all of the scheduled activities they have here on property at your leisure. All right, so before we actually go through the full lobby, I'm gonna pop out I keep saying that, don't I? Not intended. We're gonna go to the front of the building here. Don't worry. If you guys have any questions, I got you, babe. Front of the lobby, these are our bus stations. Please be aware, here at Pop Century, all of your buses are here at the front of the lobby. There are no stations around any of the other buildings. So wherever you are staying, wherever you are in for your room, if you are taking the bus service, take that into consideration. If you have younger children or someone in your party who doesn't do too well with long walking distances early in the morning or late at night, it's another reason to get one of those preferred rooms. Your proximity to the hotel lobby is going to be your biggest perk for being in the preferred rooms. Good morning, Amanda. Maria, good morning. There is parking here at the lobby for those who are checking in. If you've brought a vehicle here and driving on the property, there are parking lots closer to each of the buildings where you can relocate. Also, please be aware of the fact that it may not necessarily be something that you need to do, but because of the way this resort is built, a sister resort to Art of Animation, once inside the property, you can and are able to drive around the Art of Animation. So if you decide you want to go over and have something to eat over at Art of Animation's Landscape of Flavors, quick service, and you are in the 90s and you're like, you know what, I don't know if I want to walk, you can get in your vehicle and drive around to Art of Animation on either side of Hourglass Lake. Take you guys in the front doors. Again, we have our representation to all of our room areas here. We'll take you guys into the 1950s, the 1960s, the 1970s, the 1980s, and the 1990s. Remembering, not even Walt Disney World existed in the 1950s and 1960s. So even Disney only exists. Disney World, I should say, only exists in the latter 3 decades of this resort. All right, shall we head on inside for a little bit of Cool Kids Summer? Now, if it has been a bit since you've been to Pop Century, this might look a little different than the last time you were here. Owen, have you been here since they've remodeled? At least in the lobby? Okay, we're gonna slip on over on this side here. This is our family waiting area. And our Cool Kids Summer little library. You're waiting to check in. You can actually have your kids borrow some books and read while they're waiting for whatever they need at guest services. Dopey Runner says, anyone miss TVs with knobs and having to get up and change channels? I was waiting for you to say, you know, before we had remote controls, but no, we've always had remote controls. I was the remote control when I was small. Drummer's good dog, welcome in. Good morning, Martha. Pixie Dusted Ray, good morning. You stayed here 2 weeks ago. Which buildings did you guys stay in? A little Hanson. Speaking of Hanson, Hanson's going to be here again for the Eat the Beat concert for the Epcot Food and Wine. I think they're going to be playing either August, September. Good morning, Joe Cool. Show you guys the business center over to the side here. Can you tell me? No, you can when you don't know. Can you tell me? The Disney Dream. This is the ship we sailed on as a group. December of 2025 with our community. Shout out to all of the Magic crew who joined us for that Magic cruise. You can check in to your flights. You can print out boarding passes, anything you needed printing. There are services over here for that. Your fuel ride and your Chase ATM. How you doing, PWT? Disney's Magical Journey. How you doing? Good morning. How you doing, Brandy and Heidi? Happy Tuesday. I'm gonna pop over here into Everything Pop. Our gift shop and quick service dining. Remember, Pop Century is a value resort. That means that there are no table service restaurants available, only quick service. If you are a family who likes the idea of having a table service restaurant at your fingertips, we recommend starting your search for a Disney World Resort hotel at a moderate and deluxe for options for that. What's funny, Ken K, is that this is a larger store than even at some deluxe resorts. I find that this is larger than the one at the Grand Floridian. It's larger than the one at the Riviera. So Pile Adventures, thank you for joining us today.
Stitch, 102.
It's rare that you see Stitch in the form of his alien form with all of his arms. Ba-dum, boom, boom.
What's the point in prolonging the inevitable? We're all just one stitch away from here to there.
It's easy. And not the ones from the Jeffersons. A different Weezy. Yeah, don't get me started with the taco bowls. For Run Disney mornings, when you do those 6.2 miles and you got a little bit of hunger afterwards, those taco bowls are continually calling. Miss it. I did not see that green come up at all. Thank you, Bayou Bingo. 2 years. Been a member of the Magic Crew cast. See you next month. Thanks for the support and thanks for being a member of the community, looking out for others and just being a part of what we do and how we do it here. All right, Owen. We got to get this for Mom.
That's cool.
That is actually, is this for butter? Dude. That is just so wrong. All right, you want to show everybody what I just handed you? You need something to hold your eggs when you put them in the refrigerator, like us people in the United States do that nobody else in the world does. We refrigerate our eggs. Why not refrigerate them in a monorail? How much?
$30.
Okay. I was guessing 35, so that sounds about right. Monorail egg holder. And if that's not enough, how about a Mickey Mouse butter dish? Oodle-lolly, oodle-lolly, golly, what a day. Housewares get me every time. How you doing, Steve Fredericks? Come for your cousin. Ooh, lolly golly, what a day. Shannon and Baby Z's. We're one of the few countries that I know of, I believe, that actually refrigerate their eggs. So, this is our Everything Pop gift shop. Very bright and a large store, so there's usually a really great selection in here. As always, guys, when you are staying on property, if you do not have the Disney dining plan, you can always add your rapid refill resort mugs. These mugs, $22.99, good for the entire length of your resort stay. They are only good for refills at the resorts. They do not work inside the parks. Please be very aware of that. There is a lot of debate as to whether or not it's legal or not to use these resort mugs at other resorts. In other words, if I purchase mine here, can I take it over to Art of Animation and refill? I have never had any issues with that. I've never been told by cast members that that's not allowed. It is a resort service mug. If I go to a resort, I use it at the resort. So I've had no problems taking it to other places, and there are no restrictions that way. So, how are you?
I'm great, how are you?
Doing good.
Sorry, I'm interrupting.
No, you're not interrupting.
But this was great timing. You had the best timing in the world.
This is
It's
awesome.
like you planned
Would you
it.
like to say hi to everybody?
Of course.
All right. Say good morning.
Hello, good morning. It's Danielle.
And what are you doing here?
So we're back, and we just got in. Like, we flew in and just got here about 30 minutes ago.
Oh, so
And it was great.
this is your first day for check-in and everything?
Yes, and this time we brought our
Perfect.
whole family. I know you and I have met several times, and I've had some friends with me, but this
But
time
not the whole family,
I have
right?
my whole family. I have my sister, her husband, their kids, my mom. We have them all this time.
Awesome.
It is awesome.
How long are you guys here for?
We are here till next Wednesday.
Cool.
Yeah, so excited about it.
And that's a large group.
It is. It's 8 people.
So-
We've never done 8 people.
How
we
how
usually just do
how
3 of us.
how easy was that to coordinate?
So they made it very easy because they know that we come to Disney a lot, and they were kind of like, "We trust you." So
There we go.
plan
That's
it.
what I was waiting to hear.
So what we did was, it's the kids' first time ever, so we really geared it towards them.
Okay.
Because we've been here obviously several times, and we know the things that we like to do, but it's not about us this time, so we really planned
When
it
you
around
come
them.
as adults only, it's a different experience.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a lot of the cool kids stuff. In fact, we're excited because Mickey and Friends comes out here at 10:15 for
Yeah.
the Cool Kids Summer.
They'll be coming in the
I know,
lobby here
we haven't
soon.
told them yet. It's a surprise, so I'm super
When we were in Out of
excited.
Animation, I got a tap on my shoulder, and Mickey was standing there, and I didn't even know he was there.
Oh my
He
gosh,
came
that's
over
so
to say
fun.
hi, so that was actually pretty cool.
Well, I'm excited because they don't know this is happening, so we literally just got here. Like, and I saw
That's
you were
when the
streaming, and I was-
planners, that's when the planners of the group get all the accolades, because they're like, you planned that perfectly.
I know, we sure did.
Whether
We
or not
picked
you
the
did or
6 a.m.
not,
flight.
you did, right?
We haven't slept since we got up yesterday morning, my husband and my daughter and I, at 5 a.m. to go to dentist appointments. We haven't slept since then. So we've been up all night, making sure people got where they needed to go and get here.
So somebody's crashing. Somebody's crashing later.
We don't got time for that right now.
Yeah, not now,
No.
but you will be crashing later.
Yes.
You'll
now
be what
it's
we call
Mickey
Disney
Friends,
tired.
Food, pool. We're gonna get the Skyliner and go over to the boardwalk.
Well, maybe we'll run into you guys in the next few days in the parks.
Oh my gosh,
If so,
great.
tell everybody to come on over and say
We
hello.
will. We will.
It's good to see you
oh my
again.
Gosh, it was so good to see you, Chris.
That worked out perfectly.
When I saw you were doing a stream here, I was so excited. I was like, oh, he couldn't have picked a more perfect day to do Pop Century.
There we go.
It's like you knew I was coming.
Serendipity. That's my favorite word.
I
Serendipity.
love that. It was nice to run into
Well, it's good to
both
see you
of
again, Danielle, and we'll see your family in the parks.
See ya.
That's cool. They just checked in. Part of our magic crew. All right, hang on. It's going to disappear, I'm sure. All right, Owen, I'm just going to sit here for a second. Here, will you hold this? I'll be back in about half an hour. This is all anybody wants to see. Have you had a taco bowl recently? This is like comfort food. And I tell you what, I have had a few of these after races. Tater tots, which they can't call them now, but I can. Scrambled eggs, cheese, bacon, green onions, and then a little bit of gravy. Hey, we're in the South. Good morning, Crown V. Good to see you. Happy Taco Tuesday, T-Bone. Tammy B says the avocado bowl was better. You know what? I don't know if I've had the avocado bowl. It's Bella. Welcome in. Shannon Radford. Good to see you. Happy Tuesday. This is our mobile order pickup over here. I want to see if we've got anything special at the moment. Take a quick look, and not at the moment. All right, for breakfast. Again, we do only have quick service here. You can mobile order. Just make it a lot easier to pick up. But I would recommend do this at least, guys. If you're ever coming in, and this really goes to any location, double check to make sure that everything on the menu is on the mobile order. So if you're going to be here for 5 days, it wouldn't hurt to kind of do a walk around, look at the menus, and make sure that your favorite item that you're most looking forward to trying and having when you come in here is on the mobile order. Sometimes they're not. So just, you know, a little tip there to look into and look for it. So let's go check out the grab and go and look at some treats. Good morning, Clarence. We have grab and go kids meals. There are grab and go salads, sandwiches, sandwich rolls, treats. Wow, look at the flower power tiramisu.
I believe that's what Cracker Master. At least the pea and the honeycomb.
Yeah?
I didn't like it.
Pastries, grab and go, including cookie butter croissant, chocolate croissants, cookies, bagels, and America oatmeal cream pie. That's Big Deborah right there. And is that a cheese Danish? Have we found once again, have the cheese Danishes actually returned? You know, for years I could not get a cheese Danish around here, and I think I see one down there. So that's exciting. David D loves Disney. I want you guys to know that the only reason that Owen and I can do what we do and bring you guys to the parks every weekday, Monday through Friday, is through the support of our community. And thank you to every single one of our Magic Crew cast who are green in the chat, including David D Loves Disney, has been a member for 41 months. So definitely not a fly-by-night streaming channel. This week, we're celebrating 10 years. This is our 10-year anniversary. We've been around and existed as Ear to Ear Magic for a decade, starting this week, and 6 years streaming thanks to the support of our community. So thank you guys, and thank you so much, David D Loves Disney. Here's another very simple trick if you go into gift shops, you can find your, I'm not gonna touch it of course, but I want to pick it up. I want to so bad. Your Rice Krispie Mickey shaped Rice Krispie treats. Notice these are wrapped in just saran wrap and like taped. They're not sealed in a package. They're not, you know, wrapped up with a date that says they're good until February of 2027. I always prefer to get these as opposed to others. All right, busy for breakfast, and breakfast is served until 11.
11 hits, lunch come around, and this food court here will be split up into different sections depending on what you want. So like burgers will be here, more fancy options will be over here, etc.
Pasta, like a roast chicken and vegetables will be at another place. Now, if you come here during the summertime, it may not make a big difference, but if you come here during the winter, one thing that our kids were really excited about when we had the resort mugs, when they realized that there's more than just soft drinks. You can get coffee. But there are also hot chocolate mixes. We had a little bit of spill on this side. They're cleaning it up. But there are teas, hot chocolates, you want to mix it up a little bit, put a little caramel in there. So one of the things I did as a dad was to teach my kids that they could make hot chocolate with the hot chocolate packs, and instead of using water, they provide milk at the stations as well. So instead of using water for your hot chocolate, use milk. Much creamier. All right. How you doing, Cheyenne? Good morning, James. Jeannie KY Disney. So, all right, let's play a game. Raise your hand if you were born. No, wait, Owen, come here. Raise your hand if you were born in one of the decades that's represented here at Pop Century. Yeah. Not quite. We don't have one for Owen. I'm going to stop for just a second. We're going to put a battery in. All right, this is the portion of the stream that's going to get a little warm. Now, one thing we did not show inside was the arcade. The Power Arcade is open all day. It does take credits. It's a very large arcade. One thing I will recommend, if you are having, though this, you know, this may vary, and it's not necessarily guaranteed results, but if you are having a resort day here at Pop Century and you're not going into the parks, just going to be at the resort today, hanging out, and it has turned into a really stormy day, really just summer thunderstorms, lightning, crazy, the pool shut down, check the arcade. Not saying it's guaranteed, but we have been here a few times. We're during a major storm. The cast members have come into the arcade and made them all free play. And you can come in and just play some video games. So check it out. Like I said, not guaranteed, but you know, kind of cool if you happen upon it. It's a nice looking day though today. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about that. You're gonna have to pay for your video games some days like today. Jesse Clark, how you doing? 54 days, staying at Pop. Good morning, good morning. Allie McForty2, how you doing? Steven, how you doing, Stephen K? If you're watching today and you realize you don't have your next Walt Disney World vacation already in the books, reach out to us, guys. If you've never had a travel agent help you before, you may be a little wary of it. You may be a little concerned. You may like, I like doing all my own stuff. I like choosing my own things. I like being in charge. That's perfectly fine. Remember, travel agents can be as involved, as much involved or as least involved as you would like them to be. But the thing is, having a travel agent on your reservation, it's sort of like having insurance. It's good to have it. Hope you don't need it. But if you ever have any issues as your travel agent, that's when Susan can step in. Let her be the one to be on hold with Disney, and as a representative for you and your family, will jump in and take care of any of the issues and problems you may have. So reach out to us. Let us help you book your next vacation. And if you've just recently booked a vacation in the last 30 days for here at Walt Disney World, if you've only booked it no more than 4 weeks ago, we can simply transfer your reservation over to us and we can help you with the remainder of your reservation. And proof that there is no cost to have a travel agent help you, because your balance will not change one iota. So reach out to us today if you want to have help with a new booking for Walt Disney World. We can book now through October of 2027 for Walt Disney World. And if you've already made a reservation in the last 4 weeks, we'll be glad to send you guys a transfer form. It's really easy. Like 4 things are put on a piece of paper. We send it into Disney and they simply say, all right, we're gonna let Susan and Chris take care of you guys for the rest of your vacation. So thank you guys so much. Looking forward to hearing from you guys today. All right, Owen. I was thinking, I think the last time we went down and went up, why don't we go up and then down?
Sure.
So let's take it backwards. Let's start off in the 90s. Let's go retro. Lone Wolf, 125 days till Pop. In doing so, we're going to take you guys past the playground that they have here. And we're going to take you guys in for the 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, and the 50s. Notice there is only one building for the 80s. Every others have 2 except for the 50s, which has 3. We're going to skirt around the 70s here. How you doing today, Bill? Awesome. Joseph, I just reached out to her. Thank you, Joseph. Amanda says 209 days till Pop. Thank you guys for letting us be a part of that. All right, nestled over here on the far side of the 70s. There's our kids' playground. So I'm gonna stop here since we've got a nice bush in the way and our family can play in private. But we do have a playground. It's nestled here in the trees, so it's a little shaded, which I like that. A couple of slides. Some places to run around. You need to get a little more energy out of them. So use the children's playground to move around and have a little extra fun if they need to get going and move around. So it's hidden on the outside between the lobby and 1970s. You guys are looking for it in the future. Hey, Mr. Squirrel. Hi, buddy. Little hop hop. He keeps, I'm like trying to not bother him, but he keeps jumping in front of me. He's like, I want to say hi. I want to say hi to the crew. You guys have popcorn, peanuts, Cracker Jacks. He'll also take churros. So the one of the last seasons of Run Disney, we stayed in one of these buildings here in the 90s. And walked right over there in the morning. You guys may have seen one of the reels we did to show you how easy it was to get on the bus and get over to Epcot. When you're getting up and you're walking around at 2:30 in the morning, it's nice to have a clear path. Joseph says, I transferred 2 reservations for New Year's and next Memorial holiday to stay at Pop. Love this place. It is a favorite of so many. The problem is it's a favorite of so many that even Disney will talk to us as travel agents and say, see if you can get your clients to find other favorite hotels. Because it's so cute when they say that, but it's because Pop will oftentimes have a higher occupancy rate than other hotels, and they're always concerned of overcrowding. Not overcrowding, but that, you know, it's filling up faster, and they have others that are available that aren't as full. So all right, 1990s. Any 1990s kids in here today? Got our rollerblades, our compact discs, cell phones. You're gonna hear the voice of Patty from Carousel of Progress. Next, you're gonna tell me you guys didn't even have car phones. Car phones. But here is your cell phones, the origination of cellular communication. And there is a phone number inside that phone right there. It is a 407 number, and yes, it is active. And if you call it, you'll get directly in touch with the Walt Disney Company. Ashley says, I'm an early 90s baby. It smells really nice over here. I'm not really sure why. It may just be my perception. I feel like the 80s and the 90s are a lot more open to sun. They may have just as much shade as some of the others, but I always felt like the 90s and the 80s are just a little brighter. Here's our laptop. The funny thing is, this is actually to scale. They were this big when they first came out. They were really hard to take around for work. You got actual websites up there, up on the screen, including Disney's Animal Kingdom opens today, and the opening date, April 22nd. Quiet pool is available here between the 80s and 90s. The really cool thing about the pool here is that it's computer themed. The pool building that you're looking at right now is actually themed to be a PCU, or processing control unit. There's theming everywhere here at Pop Century, so if you look closely, you've never noticed it before. The building is made to look just like a tabletop computer. Here at Pop Century, each of the end of the buildings has their own stairwell. It is detached from the building. In the middle of each building are elevators. There are 2. And then 3 areas for climbing stairs. So depending on which floor you're on or how diligent you are about climbing the stairs, you can either go to the end cap. So if you've got your suitcases, there are elevators in the center. To the max, radical. How you doing, Taz? 77C Paris says Pop Century is a great place to stay. Stayed there multiple times. Feel like you're in Disney, just like at Art of Animation. It feels like you're still in the bubble, right? Go type something on the laptop. All right, so we're not going to focus on the pool because there are families swimming. But what I do want to focus on is something I didn't even notice until I had stayed here and visited here many times. I knew that this was a keyboard here. I mean, that's pretty evident. There's a keyboard here, but it wasn't until I actually went up into one of the buildings. You really do need to be able to look up from above, but I'm gonna focus in here at a spot where there's no one swimming. This is the lip of the pool. You see how it's just slightly raised curb? It's got a white edge to it. If we were to climb up here in the 1980s building to 3rd floor or 4th floor and look out that elevator, or go off to one of those spaces where the rooms are and look above at the pool, it is rectangular in shape with a white edge around it. It is a computer monitor. There is your CPU right there. diskettes for memory and for saving. Computer monitor is the pool, and here's your keyboard. How you doing, Addie and William?
Not only is identify decoration, but also to kind of help as a landmark to where you need to head when you head back to your room.
Make sure you're at the right building. You can remember. I need a laptop over there for 90s. 280s. We have the Walkman. You guys ever? Who in here had the Walkman? It's your sports Walkman. That means it was waterproof. It would click close. And a 1980s classic, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Now remember, this is a value resort. That means that all of the hallways are out and in the open and exposed. You will not get closed hallways and interior hallways unless, one, you are staying at Art of Animation in one of the suites, or you are at a deluxe resort, or you are staying at Coronado Springs in the Destino Tower, which is also a moderate resort. Joseph, can you imagine how much it would cost to put batteries in ones that size? We did not have rechargeable batteries back then, Owen. We'd put batteries in, we'd listen to our tapes, maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days, and then the batteries were dead. You know what we did with them? Threw them away. Put more in. Listen to more music. All right, this is the south end of a north-facing potato. And oh, and you know that Mr. Potato Head, now while Mrs. Potato Head showed up a lot later, Mr. Potato Head was actually a toy of the 1950s. So why is he over here in the 70s? Because it wasn't until later on that the toy was actually formed in this scenario where they provided the plastic potato. The original Mr. Potato Head did not provide the potato. They just gave you the body parts, and you were to go into your pantry, steal a potato from the kitchen, and literally make your own Mr. Potato. TLP, you know we did. We supported Radio Shack with our battery purchases. How you doing, Jordan? Disney Adventures, welcome in. BRK, I still have my original Game Boy. Wow.
In like the age of where, yes, there's all this like new tech, but like it gets more and more expensive and there's more and more catches to it. Like I regret not holding on to some of the stuff I had when I was younger. Like I had a 3DS XL at one point, and one point it lost its hinge, it got broken.
Hey, somebody Google Mrs. Potato Head. What year was Mrs. Potato Head introduced? Taz Venture, as a former Radio Shack assistant manager, I can tell you that the batteries were among the highest grossing profit line item we sold. And they were actually awesome quality. And if you signed up as a member at Radio Shack, every month you got a free battery.
Which one?
I think it's, I don't know, a couple batteries. But you got one every month, so you had to make sure to get by there every month and get them. Really? I did not know Mrs. Potato Head came around so... Mrs. Potato Head was introduced in 1953? Wow, okay. See, we learned.
Only 3 years after, like...
It's like 1 year after Mr. Potato Head. All right. Well, that is the 80s and 90s. Again, I've always felt like it was... I think it's just because of the fact that the pool's in the middle the way it is, and it's just so open. But it feels like it's very, very sunny there. I think it was Disney Lisa who said that all around the Pop Century you can stop and see facts. Oprah Winfrey's talk show started in 1985. And you ask kids today and they're like, who's Oprah Winfrey? Wow. Crazy. 1983, the last episode of MASH draws the largest audience for a single TV show. The finale with 125 million viewers.
So not only do you have this running trail all around our site, but shooting concept, you'll have facts related to Pop Century and the years related to buildings nearby as you're running down. And while you won't necessarily have the overall animation, you'll have actually random animation facts
about
movies.
about Pixar or Cars and stuff like that when you're over there. All right, then the 70s. 70s has 3 buildings. The end caps, their stairwells, are covered with 8-track tapes. I will say this, guys. When you go by the 8-track tapes, if you have some chance, stop and read them. Some of them actually have the list of the names of the songs on the 8 tracks. And they're pretty funny. Martha Mills, I sang the MASH TV theme song in school. It's a little dark. You have stopped to do this, like, this is like the 3rd year. You guys remember when Owen did a one-man twister competition last year?
Built in twister board, and actually right here with family touch. I would recommend doing it right now when it's shaded, because like, wow, that's not concrete, that would give fast when it's in the sun.
I do find that over time though, the spinner doesn't work as well. I think it's a little weighted. It tends to do a lot of left hands. See? See?
No.
Bring your own spinner. '70s, the decades. Though the end part was dominated by disco, the entire decade can be known for social activities, especially amongst young people and teenagers and kids. Things like skating rinks, arcades, and of course, you could always play foosball. Football. How you doing today, Fair? Leah says, my son found an 8-track player, cassette, and record player all in one at the thrift store. He is so in love with it, playing the oldies. By the way, this is actually to scale.
There's actually a little decal in the back that I think it's like a weight warning.
Yeah, they have a sticker that was put on all of them that tell you how much, you know, you had to be less than for it to work properly. So there's a sticker on this one too.
And it's to ratio. Like they took the ratio of the size and they applied it to that sticker.
I spent so much time on a big wheel. Big wheels were awesome. Plastic pedals. Big wheel. And of course, if you were, you know, really well off, you had the brake bar, which I do not believe is included on this one. Wait, no, it does. Hang on, it's got the brake bar. The spin out bar, you guys remember the spin out bar? There it is. Great model, had the spin out bar. You go flying down the road, you'd pull up on that bar, it would stop only the right wheel, and you would spin out. Great times. No batteries required. Who had a big wheel? Right, Disney at least had a Dukes of Hazzard big wheel. Jumping things left and right. Out of nowhere. Just jumping things for no reason. Of course, the iconic Mickey telephone. How you doing, Mike Eastman? Chap AG said, I had a big wheel in the 80s. TLC Disney Girl had one. Platform shoes, mood rings. If you guys are just joining in today, we are here at Disney's Pop Century just to show you guys all of the buildings and different themes. We want you guys to know that if you're planning on staying at Pop Century and have never done so before, we want you guys to be familiar with which is available. We are starting in the 90s and walking our way all the way down to the 50s. And if I could do a Casey Kasem voice, I would do it. We're rocking it down from the 90s all the way down to the 50s. More of the 8-track tapes. Chap AJ staying at Pop Century for the first time in December. Hey, that's the way it works. That was the way it worked, TLP. When you couldn't afford the toys yourself, you make friends with somebody who does. That's how I got all my G.I. Joe and Transformer and Masters of the Universe play in. Yeah, I had GoBots. So, you know. Nightly s'mores. Check your activity calendar to see when s'mores are available. They provide the marshmallows and the sticks to roast them. Additional costs for adding graham crackers and chocolate.
Fire pit, it's just this is goofy.
Just goofy.
Goofy is here.
All right, we're back over to the main area in the Hippy Dippy pool, main pool in the 60s. 2 sections left. There's 2 buildings for the 60s, 3 for the 50s. Now, as far as the rooms are concerned themselves, when you stay here, rooms will sleep up to 4 easily. With the rooms they have here, they have 1 queen size bed normal and 1 queen size Murphy bed. So the great design of that Murphy bed is that when you're not using it, you just simply lift it up into the wall, easy peasy, turns into a table. Bring the chairs over and you've got yourself a place to eat and dine if you need. So if you've got 4 people, you have that way to put a bed up and make more space. If there's only 2 of you in the room and you're sharing the 1 bed, then you can always have a table for access for whatever else, eating, telecommuting. Oh yeah, a lot of them. There says, I found the Casey Kasem voice is kind of a cross between Scooby and Shaggy. Well, that would be because Casey Kasem was the voice of Shaggy. Did such a great job with it. Up until it came time for him to retire the voice. So, Owen, did you know the reason that Shaggy is a vegetarian in the earlier versions of the shows? Because so was Casey Kasem. That was the one requirement he made if he was going to do the voice, is that he wanted Shaggy to be a vegetarian like himself. All right, let's take a quick left here. On the other side of the pedal bar, I wanted to show you guys where the laundry facilities are. If you do stay for a long period of time and you want to do some laundry, it's a great way of doing it. Instead of packing for 8 or more days of travel, pack for 5 days and wash clothes. And you're like, well, does that mean I take less suitcases? No, it just means that extra suitcase space holds all of your souvenirs you buy. So we won't go inside because there are guests that are using the facility right now. Guest laundry is open 24 hours a day. You can use your magic band to gain access to it. And you can use their really cool programs to monitor how your laundry is doing, so you don't have to feel like you have to stay the entire time. If it's washing for an hour, you can use their program to get an idea of when your laundry is done. Like no hot dogs or hamburgers, Scoop. Veggie burgers. Is the soda dispenser at Pedals open 24/7? I'll just show it to you. Letting the guests get finished first. There you go. Great question. Jenny KY Disney, I am not doing laundry on vacation. I will buy a new suitcase and more clothes. Now, there are times in which you're like, well, don't want to do laundry while I'm on vacation, but you know, we've all had that one vacation. You know what I'm talking about? That one time, whether it's a toddler or a preteen or even an adult, where that one thing just happens and you either have to wash that outfit or let it give up the ghost. So it's nice that they have that there in case of an emergency. Good morning, Terry. Welcome in. Marissa says, next vacation, I'm saving up for Riviera. All right. Our last area, the 50s. Again, I wanted to remind you guys, please be aware of the fact that if you do book a preferred room, we have had instances where our travel clients, even though that they have booked the preferred room, found themselves over here in the 50s in this first building. That has happened, and because of the fact that it's right adjacent to the lobby, it's still considered to be preferred because it's in close proximity to services in the pool. So there is a potential of that happening. Want to book your next Walt Disney World vacation? Reach out to us. eartoearmagic.com is our website. Fill out a travel inquiry form. Tell us when you want to come, who's coming with you. Let's get your quote, help you book it. At no cost to you, we can help you find that good resort. Make sure you get the best price. And if you book now and the price gets better later, we can simply adjust it and make sure your price comes down. Have you recently booked a Walt Disney World vacation in the past 4 weeks and would like to transfer it over and have somebody help you on the remainder of your trip? Reach out to us as well. We'll be glad to send you over the transfer form and have that transferred over to us so that we can help you with the remainder of your trip. 1950s. We've got the doo-wop. Classic Disney cartoons, Lady and the Tramp.
We also have our second fire pole, which is going to be our bowling pin. Look directly on the map, you will find that it's in the shape of a bowling pin.
Yeah, as in the one that's over by the 80s and 90s is in a monitor, a computer monitor. Our quiet pool here in the 50s is in the shape of a pin. Good morning, yet it is. Welcome. Angie, always be prepared. Pack extra underwear. Thank you, Disney Lisa. Andrew says, we always book a preferred room during race weekends. I definitely don't need extra steps. You're going to be doing 13.1 miles. The last thing you want to do is add a little extra. That makes perfect sense. Get a little bit closer. Well, hello, Miss Lady. All right, let's make our way around. Transistor radio. Going to the hop. Having a great morning yet it is. Thank you so much. Just in the way in the 80s and 90s, pool maintenance building is themed to be a PCU. Over here, I believe it's set up to be bowling lockers for the bowling alley. As I mentioned before, we have parking lots on the outside of all of the buildings that are on the other side of Hourglass Lake, which somebody mentioned kind of looks like Olaf. And our jukebox, diner jukebox here, your tabletop jukebox. Have fun coming in and reading all of the names of the songs that are available there, including I've Got a Date at Disneyland. So Owen, let's walk over to Hourglass Lake and we'll walk our way back up the other side. Pop Century again is a value resort in the same manner as All Stars. When you reach out to us to get a quote and help you book your vacations, if you're used to immediately going to All Stars for budget consciousness, ask about whether or not we can add Pop Century to your quotes. You may be surprised at how reasonable it is to upgrade from All Stars, which only has access for transportation through the Disney bus service, to Pop Century, which has your Skyliner access. How you doing today, Pickles? And when you reach out to us for booking, tell us what your budget would be. Also, make sure to tell us if 1, you are a Florida resident, 2, an annual pass holder, 3, a Disney Plus subscriber, 4, a holder of a Disney Visa Chase card, bank card. Any of those could allow you to have access to additional discounts. And if you have a budget per night, let us know what that is. So 1, we can make sure to stay within that budget. And 2, the last thing we want to do is tempt you with something that is not what you should be looking at. And now you're just thinking the whole time, oh, I wish I could stay at that hotel. That's never fun. And that's just, our job is not to upsell you anything, but it is our job to let you know whether or not a hotel that you're much more interested in is within reach, especially considering your budget. So oftentimes people will say, well, you know, we've stayed here before, we've stayed there before, or they'll contact us and say, well, we've stayed, last time we stayed at Port Orleans Riverside, so you know, I guess we'll stay there again this time. Instead of, thank you, instead of saying, you know what, let's look around and see what might be available and whether or not it's possible to stay at a bucket list resort that we've always wanted to be at. So no, we're not going to Alaska now. Go Tigers, my budget is $3.50. Good thing everything on Virgin Voyages is already paid for and included, right? How you doing, Go Tigers? What you guys may not be aware of is when promotions come out at Walt Disney World, Disney will actually set levels of what discounts are depending on what type of hotel it is. So when you go from a value to a moderate, or from a moderate to a deluxe, the amount of the discount goes up, usually. So that's why we always want to say, hey, let's look at the prices and make sure there's not something that's within your reach as far as going to a resort you've always wanted to stay at. Imperial yo-yos. It's the end of our 60s. I remember the story, and I'll always tell this story of the time Owen and I came over here to check out Pop Century. And Duncan had a representative. Yep. They had a table out back behind the lobby, and there was a guy there who was selling yo-yos, and he would have a yo-yo in his hand and he would do a couple of tricks here and there. And Owen was just fascinated by the whole thing. And so that afternoon, after we were done, we went out shopping and went to the toy section, found a Duncan yo-yo. And what happened when you picked up the package?
The same man that we met earlier, his face and personal history is on the back of every single yo-yo.
Because he was a world yo-yo master champion.
Just casually had him like hang out here.
So here's this dude over here who like is on the back of the package of all the yo-yos because he is a world-class yo-yo champion. Crazy. Great memories. You don't take vacations, you come and you make memories. So Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. Just a little bit of time enjoying and seeing one of our favorite resorts here on Walt Disney World property. And I know you guys enjoy it. We love it pretty much all times of the year. We love staying here for Run Disney events and how it has access to the Skyliner, great access to and from the Run Disney buses over to Epcot. And it's a great fun resort. So we hope that you guys have enjoyed it. We hope that it's reminded you of some of the great times you've had when you've stayed here. And if you're watching here today for the very first time and you've never come to Pop Century, we hope it's giving you some ideas, some thoughts. Maybe this is a place you want to try the next time you come here on your own. So thank you guys. If you're watching with us today for the very first time, come back. My name's Chris. This is my son Owen. We come to the parks every Monday through Friday, and we love to share some fun and some adventures with you guys. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and join the Magic Crew on further adventures. And we hope that you guys will have enjoyed today's series. If you enjoyed the resorts, come back with us starting the 3rd week of July or the 2nd week of July. We are going to be taking a group cruise at the 1st of July, so we will be returning back to this after we return every Tuesday, taking you guys to a different resort. So looking forward to doing that as well. If you've enjoyed hanging out with the crew but would like to get to know them a little bit better, we'd love for you guys to reach out and be a part of our Patreon group over on patreon.com/ear-to-ear-magic. We're there if you join that and support the channel in one of our 5 tiers. You can have access to a 24/7 chat. And it's a great place for you guys to come in and ask further questions, not just of us, but of the people who are part of our community about what they've liked and where they've stayed before here at Walt Disney World and even at Universal. So check it out, patreon.com/ear-to-ear-magic. At least check it out and sign up for a free account. We'd love to have you guys over there. Well, guys, it's time for us to head on out for today. Thank you so very much for being a part of what we've done this week so far, and we look forward to having some more fun with you tomorrow. As always, we say look out for the community, look out for the one around you, and try to find a way to make somebody's day a little brighter. How do you do it? Share a laugh, share a smile, share a compliment. But whatever you do, be the sunshine somebody else's day. From all of us here at Ear-to-Ear-Magic, have a blessed afternoon. We'll see you guys in the parks. Thanks, everybody. Have a great one. See you real soon.